Okay. Hi. All right, so we're gonna make this, I don't wanna take up too much of your guys' time, but what I do wanna do is I wanna help everybody, as many new people as we possibly can get their free product, because being a product with product is super important. And especially for those of you that like got your first customer in the, like, was it before the 3rd, then you get $150 in free product. And then for some of you guys who started with the $20 promo, you took advantage of that and you started building teams of your own. So I want to help you guys help your teams too. So growing your network, like the more I talk to a lot of you, you're like, help. So I want to talk to you guys about how we grow our network. And trust, it is not adding people from suggested friends. How many of you guys are on Facebook, have gotten on Facebook, and like you see Facebook gives you like suggested friends? Never, we're going to start with Facebook first, but never, ever add people from suggested friends. Okay. So first and foremost, the reason for that is because Facebook, especially Facebook. So Facebook wants, not wants, but it's logically makes sense. Like, it assumes that the people that you're friends with, or the people that you have common interests with, that you're going to want to be friends with their friends. Well, the problem with that is that when you join this business, you start becoming friends with other people on our team, right? Like, you're going to become friends with people on the team page, people on the diamond chats, because you're all working alongside each other. Well, the problem with that is that Facebook is then going to suggest for you to be friends with all of the people that, let's say I'm friends with, or Caroline's friends with, or Aracelli's friends with. And so then what ends up happening is that we all start to be friends with all the same people. So that's a problem, because then we're all showing our products to the same people, to the same crowd. And then I had a few people who were like, Nicole, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what happened. I joined this business and now everyone on my timeline is It Works. I don't know if that's happened to any of you guys, but I've gotten a few messages from some of my new people who are like, I don't know what happened. I started adding people and growing my network, and now everyone on my timeline is It Works. I'm like, yep, it's because you're adding people from suggested friends, right? Yeah, right. Okay. First and foremost, don't do that. Okay. Because Facebook is going to give you profiles of people who are also in It Works. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, everyone around me is in this company. And you don't want that. So first, don't add from suggested friends. Okay. Second, do not put in your profile that you work for It Works. Like, don't do that. The reason for that is because, one, like in your bio, you can put like where you work. Don't put It Works, because suggested friends, Facebook is going to show your profile to all the other It Works distributors. And people who are on different teams that don't have uplines like us that tell them not to add people from suggested friends, they're going to start adding you because they don't know any better. And then you're going to end up with a profile full of It Works people. And I don't want you to have that. Does that make sense? So don't add from suggested friends. Don't put It Works in your like job description. Okay. The other reason for that is because like there are some people, like you can run ads and stuff through Facebook, and like there are people who like specifically target It Works distributors. And so the less you have of It Works, the less likely they can be to target you. And it's like little stuff, like people sell cups, they sell like shirts, they sell all sorts of stuff that they just want us to buy. And so then what will start to happen is your timeline will start to be like, what the hell? Everything on my timeline is all these ads for me to buy stuff that say It Works on it. Trust me. Okay. I've made all these mistakes. That's how I know to tell you not to do them. Okay. So these are things to help you see your potentials. Okay. That's what you want to do. So don't put It Works in your description. Don't add from suggested friends. And do not, don't put it as a job description. Okay. The other thing, and I kind of talked about this in our newbie training, but don't do the like green bling and black like all up and down your page either. Because what I have noticed, and with Facebook did a new update like on their phone app. And so on the phone app, if you your profile can be reported for spamming. So that's why I want to teach you guys how to network without doing that. So like if you have like my profile, I've never ever been reported for spamming ever. Okay. It's because on my timeline, I am a human being. Okay. So where's Araceli? Oh, there she is. Okay.
Already showing it.
Okay. Here she is. Spotlight video. This is what I'm talking about. If you get reported for spamming, Facebook will go and look at your profile, and if they see like all of this stuff, they're going to take your profile, like they'll message you, but they'll tell you that you need to be a business page. And you don't want to be a business page because then you have to pay for it. And I don't want you to do that, right? So don't post this stuff, okay?
Biggest red flag.
That, don't post it, ever. First of all, it's ugly. Not to be mean. But it's not cute. And second of all, because when you go down your timeline, the people want to see your face. Okay. So when you're talking to like potentials and like that's what attracted you to the business, like you were talking to a human being, a person. Okay. So like when you go down my profile, like you see it's me, like people, I'm doing something, a video, like it's like us. Even though my whole life, I mean, my kids, my husband, my business, like that's really all I talk about. But it's like of my actual life, it's me commenting, it's me interacting with people. It's, see what I'm saying? No, it's faces. It's me asking people things. Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? This is the kind of stuff. It's my son has an obsession with cleaning the dishes. I still don't understand why. I don't know why, but he does. So there is no green bling. There's none of that. Okay. All right. So that might not seem like it's helping you grow your network, but it is. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're not like posting, I don't know, like spammy looking advertising. You don't want to be a billboard. All right. So this is a selfie business. With that being said, I normally look like this. Okay. So what I usually do is I get dressed up like one night a month, one day a month, and I change my clothes 500 times and I take 1,000 pictures because I hate getting ready. I hate makeup. I don't like to do my hair. Y'all are lucky. I look like this, guys. Seriously. Like, hello, my face is breaking out. Like, I do not like getting ready. So what I do, I get ready one night a month, one night. I change my shirt a bunch of times. And then this way, I have pictures to use for the whole rest of the month. So if you're busy, because we're all busy, who isn't busy? All of us are busy, okay? So just pick like one day that you have like one day off, maybe even just like, I don't know, 2 hours or something, and go and do that. Like your face and you having like that content, it does help grow your network, because when somebody sees your profile, if they see that you're a real person, they're more than likely going to stay interacting with you. If they come to your profile and all they see is it works, they're not going to stay. They're not going to talk to you. They're not going to interact with you. They're not going to. I'm telling you, I promise you, because I've been doing this for 3 years and I know that they just won't stay. So, like pictures of, I take pictures of my kids as they're just doing weird stuff, but for myself, because I don't like to get ready, I do it once a month. And sometimes like I recycle the pictures I took last month because I'm like super lazy. So you can do that too. But I'm just saying, so those are things like timeline wise. Another thing is that's really, really bad for growing your market. Stop sharing shit. Stop it right now. Okay? I don't see anyone on here that that I can like go to their profile and like show them. But like, I'm going to try. I usually delete these people, like people who do this stuff. But stop it. Okay? Stop it right now. If you guys are sharing other people's stuff, this is what's happening to your profile. Facebook thinks that you are not important. And if you are not important, they're not going to show your profile to other people. So all the information I'm going to tell you in the next like 20 minutes, none of it's going to matter because nobody's going to see the posts that you're posting, the pictures that you're posting. They're not going to see any of that because all Facebook's going to show is all of the posts that you're sharing. Like for instance, let's just like this stupid Kiki challenge. For fuck's sake, stop sharing these Kiki videos. Stop it. Okay? You want to be a Kiki video? Make your own Kiki video, but don't share someone else's. Because what's happening is they're sending everybody back to the original Kiki video. Okay? That's why that lady has like 6 million views. All right? Make your own Kiki video if you're like dying to do it. Okay? See what I'm saying? Because what's then happening is that all your followers and like all your friends and everything, because you're sharing it, is going to the original person. And so it tells Facebook that the content that you have is not important. But what you have to say is important, and we want them to see it. So these are like, those are things that are going to hurt all of the other things that I'm about to tell you. I see Jade's son doing the dance right now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, make your kids do the dance themselves and post that video, but don't post someone else's kid. So what I'm about to, okay, so those are the things that the don'ts. So don't do those things, all right? The do's, what do we do? All right, the easiest way I have found to grow your network is friends of actual friends, okay? So especially when you first start the business, you have what we call a warm market. So I'm assuming that we're starting with Facebook. So when you first start the business, the people that are on your Facebook are people you actually know, right? You haven't really started networking. So like the people that are on your Facebook, you know these people. And I'm assuming that the people that are on your Facebook are people that have similar interests, and they do similar things to you, and you guys have, that they'll hang out with people that are then similar to them. So we do a thing called the letter of the day. If you're in a diamond chat, which you all should be, if you are not in a diamond chat and you have no idea what I'm talking about, post that in the chat, and one of the leaders that's on this will make sure that you get in one. But what I found to be the easiest, methodical way of doing this is download your Facebook friends list, okay? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to download it. You're going to put it in alphabetical order. If you go to the team page, you go to files in the team page, there is a document called the Power Hour Doc V2, version 2. The very first thing at the top of that document is the letter of the day. Well, actually, it's like the second thing, I think, the letter of the day. It also tells you how to print your friends list, how to export it to Excel, and like how to put it in alphabetical order, all right? The reason we do this is because this is going to help you you want to remove the people from your friends list that all they do is share crap. Because if all they do is share stuff, then they're not, like if you don't want them to do a host to post because not a lot of people are going to be able to see it because all they're doing is sharing stuff. Does that make sense? Because they're sharing other people's content, so we don't want them to really do a host to post for us. And if they're not active, then that really doesn't do us any good. So you're gonna, with the letter of the day is how we do all of our growing on Facebook. So you'll add like 2 to 3 people from your friends' friends list. No more than that. Okay, you don't want to take a bunch of people from your friends list. The reason for that is because what if that person becomes a distributor? You guys don't want to be friends with 200 of the same people. You know what I mean? So for instance, I'm going to use an example, okay? Susie, because she's the first person on my screen. Susie and I are friends. I am doing S today. I go to Susie's profile and I'm like, Susie's active. She posts selfies. She is so pretty. I want to interact with her. I'm going to go to Susie's profile because like I said, I'm doing S. When we do the letter of the day, I am not talking to Susie at all about It Works because I want to get to know Susie. Like maybe I added Susie from Jade's profile. And so she's like an extended contact. I don't really know Susie, but I know Jade. And so I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Jade's my mutual friend with her. I added her during my letter of the day. I want to get to know Susie. So I'm going to look at her profile. I'm going to like and comment on a few things. I'm going to like build a relationship with Susie. Do not add people right away and message them. Don't do that. Okay. So if I'm doing S and I see Susie, I am not going to message Susie right away and be like, hey, Susie, I just joined It Works and I wanted to know, like, do you want to buy a product or join my team? Like, don't do that. Okay. Don't do that. People will block you and it will make your life, you will just don't do that. Okay. That's spamming. You'll get reported. Don't do it. Okay. So I'm getting to know Susie. Susie, I'm making this up because I don't know, but I'm going to make this all up. Susie has 2 kids. She's so cute. She, she has a son and I have a son and they're both the same age. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Susie and I have something in common. I'm going to message Susie and be like, oh my gosh, your son is so adorable. He looks like he's about the same age as my son. I have a 2-year-old. How old is your son? And it's a conversation I can have with Susie that builds a relationship with her that has nothing to do with this business. That is networking. That is networking. Okay. I genuinely want to get to know Susie. 1, because I just added this person. I really don't know anything about her. In my opinion, I feel like I won't be able to help Susie because I don't know anything about her. Okay. 2, because Susie's going to feel a hell of a lot more comfortable with me if she knows something about me. Okay. And 3, Facebook, the second I get into Susie's inbox, Facebook thinks that Susie and I are friends. Oh, Susie and Nicole are talking. They're having a conversation. I'm going to show Susie Nicole's pictures, Nicole's profile. I'm going to expose Susie to all the things that Nicole's posting. So as long as I'm not spamming Facebook with graphics and I'm posting, pictures of me and my kids and lifestyle photos and stuff, Susie's going to see those things. Do you see what I'm saying? So so when you're doing the letter of the day, it is all about building relationships. And as I'm building that relationship with Susie, I'm like, you know what? I really like Susie. I'm going to go to Susie's friends list and I'm going to pick 2 to maybe 3 friends. That's it. I'm not going to add 200 people. Okay. 2 to 3 that have maybe like 1 to 2, 3, 4 mutual friends. That's all. I try to avoid other It Works distributors, so definitely no other teammates. Like if I notice that we have a mutual friend that's maybe like Caroline or April, I'm not adding that person, okay? Because I do not ever want to take a potential away from a teammate of mine. That is like an ethics thing. I have no idea if Caroline spent time building a relationship with that person. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take time. I don't want to take somebody away from April if April built a relationship with somebody. Does that make sense? All right. Does anyone have questions about the letter of the day? I will literally, you guys can unmute yourself and ask questions. I want to answer them. Okay. I tried to download because there's 164 pages. Is that right? I have 5,000 friends. Mine is a lot of pages. I don't like to print them because it doesn't print in alphabetical order. And the new version of the friends list, it also tells you when you became friends with that person. So I kind of gave like a how to export to Excel. If you don't know where that is after this, I will bump it in the team page. And then you can't export it. You got to copy the whole thing, copy it and paste it into Excel. I strongly recommend that if you can't use Excel, I know some of us are just not Excel inclined, find a buddy who can, because it really will make your life a hell of a lot easier. It being alphabetical just makes the world of difference for not only your business, but when you go to try to add people and delete people to the list, it's just really easy. Now, if you don't have a computer, that's fine. Find a buddy. if they can alphabetize it for you, then you can print it and then you can just add people manually to the list at the bottom. You see what I'm saying? Or like, yeah, because I've had to do it for a few people on the team too. And if you're the buddy, hey, by the way, if you're the buddy who's doing the list for people, like save it for them because that'll make life a little bit easier. Okay, be a good buddy. All right. Be a good buddy. Who has any other questions, not commentary, questions about the letter of the day? They're not sure what I'm talking about. They don't understand. They want me to clarify. Questions?
I had a question. It's not so much the letter of the day. It's touching back on like how quickly, if we quit sharing like the viral video thingies of like other people's stuff, how quickly will Facebook like adjust our viewing?
Okay, so you know what? That's a really good question. So if you stop sharing videos and like you go and like you clean up, I think we tested it out with Desiree's page. If you go and like you back clean up like some of your stuff, I think honestly even just like a week or so, you back clean up, you post your own original content, and you do your letter of the day in a way where you're actually getting in the inbox of people and you're liking and you're making thoughtful comments where people are interacting back. I would say it takes only a few days before you start to see a big incline or a big increase in your interaction. So it's not very long. But it's all about, like the things that weight a lot for Facebook is it's a social platform. So it wants you to be social. So what are the things that your following likes? Like for instance, my following is mostly moms. So I know that anything I post about my kids always has a lot of interaction. So there's that. And then for instance, like right after this, I'm going to post about how I am incredibly grateful that this year I don't have to worry about fighting people in line at Walmart or Target for school supplies because I have the luxury of working from home and I don't have to worry about the cost of school supplies and I can buy them from Amazon even though it's going to be a little bit more money because I don't have to worry about that struggle. And I'm going to post a picture of my son with his silly, goofy smile, holding all his school supplies. I know that is going to touch my market because my market is mostly women who are out right now fighting people at Target to get school supplies. See what I'm saying? Know who your following is. Justin, he does mostly Instagram. And so when he posts tonight, he made he made a steak. And so when he goes and posts his keto meal, he knows that he's going to get the most interaction about that. Because most of his people are keto people. See what I'm saying? So knowing your market too. So when you're trying to up your interaction, stop sharing, do your letter of the day, and post a few really good, thoughtful posts about the things that your following cares about. So if your following cares mostly about kids, authentically write your own post about your children. That may not necessarily have anything to do with the business. But does that make sense, Ashley? Okay.
Yeah, it does. I shared 4 things today, but one was about my mom and 2 was for my kids. And then 1 was a lip sync challenge video because I'm kind of addicted to them.
Yeah, but that probably hurt your algorithm. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was Little Mermaid related for my kids. And I just couldn't, I just clicked it because I was like, oh, mermaid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Save your video, show your kids later. Don't share to your friends. And then if it's I had made a thing, if it's one of those quotes that just speaks on your life and you're like, this quote completes me and tickles my soul, then screenshot it, crop it, and then post it as your own content. Or if you guys have Word Swag or PixArt, which are PixArt's free. Word Swag, I want to say it was $4. If there's a quote that you love, was it $4? $4 or $5? There's a quote that you love and you're like, this quote's amazing, but it's all grainy and it's one of those 2-part quote things that's like ridiculous. And I don't know why Facebook and people started doing that. It's stupid. Write the quote down, open a word swag, type it in word swag, save it to your phone, and then post it as your original content. And do it that way. That way it's you posting a picture instead of you sharing someone else's content. That picture is original to you. It's not someone else's. It hasn't been seen before. You can make it cuter. You can make the background match whatever it is, color scheme that works on your page. I know a lot of people do specific colors and things like that, or specific styles of quotes. If you're only doing the white background with the black lettering, you can do that on WordSwag or PixArt, and just do that. Just takes like 3 seconds. Just write it down real quick, type it in, post as your own.
Okay, so
Mom life.
Well, and I'll touch on that. So how Araceli said to make them in WordSwag. So I've been messing with my algorithm lately by making them in WordSwag and making them public so that other people can share them. So I have one mom one that's literally been shared by 40 some odd people, and I've been added by a bunch of random people. And I'm like, okay, well, you're not a distributor for any other company, but you liked my mom quote. Cool, we're friends now.
okay. Okay. Someone had one other question, and then there are a few other apps that I really, that I've been using and testing out that have been working really, really well for me. And I want to talk to you guys about them super fast because even the veterans haven't really been using these, and I blew Jaleese's mind this weekend. So, all right. I had a distributor ask me today, and I wasn't sure. For the letter of the day, do you message every single person on your friends list or no? That is my goal. My goal is if I am friends with someone on Facebook and I cannot find one thing that I can connect with them on enough to message them, why the hell are they on my friends list? Doesn't make no damn sense, right? If I have not one single thing that I can connect with them on enough to message them, why are we friends? That's my question to you. If you don't have enough in common with them, then they should not be on your friends list. So there's that. Also, I've obviously, since I do a letter a day, you're going to get back to that letter a month from now. When I go back to that letter, if I message somebody and they did not message me back and it's been a whole month, I delete them off my friends list. I know that sounds really harsh, but here's the thing. It's been an entire month. If they're not going to respond to me in a month and I forgot about them, then they are not relevant. Now, do you know what else happens? You know what happens? A lot of times they come back to me and they're like, why did you delete me? And I am honest with them. You don't have to do this. This is just what I do. You don't have to. Maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you're like, Nicole's crazy and she's way too bold for me. But you have to remember, I've been doing this for 3 years. So I tell them, I messaged you a month ago and was just asking how your day was. Or I messaged you a month ago and was like, hey, our kids are in the same class and you did not respond back to me. So I see no point for us to be friends on Facebook. And I am just so honest. I'm like, and they were like, oh yeah, I saw that and whatever. I'm like, well, you noticed that we weren't friends, but you couldn't respond back to me a month ago. I mean, okay. I'm like, but all my stuff's public so you can follow me. And then they usually do. So I know that they're paying attention. And so that lets them know that like, I know, like that I take my business seriously. But you don't have to do that. That's just what I do. But that's my philosophy. So my philosophy is that if I have someone on my friends list that if I cannot message them about at least one thing that we connect on, then I feel as though there's no reason for them to be on my friends list. So that's just my personal preference. Also, another thing is that if I have someone on my friends list that I would not be okay with introducing them to my children, then there also is no need for them to be on my friends list. Because why would I wouldn't even want to be I wouldn't even want someone to be a customer of mine if I was uncomfortable with them being introduced to my kids. That's how much I value my business. Like that's how much I look at this business as a part of not just my life, but like it's going to change my kids' lives. So like if you go down your friends list and you see somebody who just does things that's questionable and you're like, I just don't even like I've had people that somehow made it on my friends list that make me uncomfortable. I'm like, nope, I don't feel guilty at all cutting people off. I'm like, nope, sorry. You just don't align with the values that I have. Don't ever feel guilty, because one, it's your business, and two, it's your profile, and three, don't care. I don't care. So that's just my opinion. Yeah, I have no chill. My bad. Okay, here's a few Facebook apps. All right, that have changed the way that I work my business. Facebook Local. I want everyone to download Facebook Local. It's not specific to iPhone. Okay, everybody can use it. It's funny because for those of you who don't know, Jaleesa is one of our other leaders. We did an expo this weekend in Seattle, and she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm adding everybody that is, at whatever, C-Tech or whatever the heck was going on this weekend. Here's what I love about Facebook Local. Facebook Local, let's say you're going out of town. I use this for going out of town mostly because I travel a lot. My husband and I do a lot of expos because we like to travel, and that's just what we do. But you can also use it if you want to build a local team, or if you want to branch out, like if you're new and you're like, I don't know anybody locally, like where I live, or you just moved to a new area, or babe. So Facebook Local has a bunch of different things, right? Okay, so it has events, food, coffee and tea, drinks, like all these different things that you can find people at, all right? Facebook Local brings Instagram's search option and places to Facebook, all right? You can do target marketing on Facebook and people don't even know you're doing it. What is something, can I pick on someone? I need a volunteer. That doesn't usually come on here. Volunteer, Darian, perfect. Darian, I need a volunteer. Darian, hi. Okay, Darian, what's a type of food that you like?
Sushi.
Oh, girl, you're girl after my heart. So what Darian would do, let's say Darian's like, I want to build a local team. So what Darian would do is Darian would type in sushi. She would go to her Facebook Local app. She would go to food. She would type in sushi, and she would look at all the top reviewed sushi places, maybe in her local area. She could then start adding people that frequent those places. Okay. She can then start interacting with those, because those people, she'll see like, oh, they check in, they this. Well, then Darian can go review or like or comment or whatever on those places. Then when Darian goes and she's added those people, well, Darian's going to go push herself out of her comfort zone. And Darian's going to go to those sushi places where those people go. And guess what's going to happen? Darian's going to run into those people. And like, oh my gosh, we're friends on Facebook. I totally just saw you post about your cat. How's your cat doing? Well, she built a relationship with them on Facebook, and she suddenly bumps into them at the sushi place that they frequently eat at. And so now she's built a relationship with them there. She sees them at a place, they have something in common. People are more likely to stay in contact with a person that they have things in common with, okay? Food is just one of those things, all right? I do this with grocery stores. Like the grocery store that the one grocery store that I actually go to, which is funny because my husband makes fun of me all the time because I have my groceries delivered to my house because I'm a very busy person. But Costco doesn't deliver, just doesn't. So when we go to Costco, I have added everybody in my area that shops at Costco. We all shop at Costco on the same day. Sunday's Costco day. So with that being said, I add everybody who goes shopping at Costco from my area. And then when I go to Costco, y'all, I have unique hair, a unique style. People recognize me. Oh my gosh, aren't you on Facebook? Yeah, I am. So do you see my point? The point is like you can do, especially locally, target marketing based on the things that you frequently go to. My husband's a big movie buff. He loves the movies, okay? So what we're gonna start doing, because he's mostly Instagram, so he's gonna start building his Facebook following. So he's gonna start building his Facebook following by adding people that go to the movies a lot, because that's where he is all the time. That's what he does. Same thing, like our kids go to Flippin' Out, our kids go to Chuck E. Cheese, our kids go to, like, I don't know, the soccer complexes, like things that your kids do. Concerts. My husband's a big country concert. He loves country concerts. And so there are times we go different places. And so we use Facebook Local to find different events in the areas that we go. We add all of those people and we build relationships with them prior to going. For example, a group of us are going to Canada next month. All right? The whole month leading up to that event, because that event's a bridal show, okay? So the whole month leading up to that event, we're gonna use Facebook Local to build relationships with the women, the brides, and their mother-in-laws and whoever else that are going to that event a month in advance. So by the time we get to the event, these people are gonna know us because we've been building a relationship with them across Facebook for a month. Does that make sense? Do you see how you can literally use an app that was meant to just help you find events and use that to explode your business with people that you would probably never meet ever? It's also like a Scorpio's wet dream, because I know Araceli is like freaking out over there in the corner.
I don't stalk like that.
Yeah, well, you're going to now.
Oh, no, for that, for growing my business, yes. For me personally, Scorpio stalking, I do my Scorpio stalking online. No, I feel more comfortable using that in a mom way. Like, I know a lot of girls on here, like someone was talking about taking their daughters to the Science Museum. If you're taking your daughters to the Science Museum, that's like the perfect opportunity to add all those moms that you see there that are doing those events. Like, I know in Vegas we have Springs Preserve. They always do weekly events. They do ice cream socials. They do stuff like that. You could add those moms. Find those funny moms. In my case, those sarcastic moms, those are my people. I added one girl, like I was on a Zoom the other night, and I'm like, I'm either gonna get blocked or I'm gonna have 2 new distributors, because I added 2 girls and they were like, do I know you? I'm like, no, but you commented on a friend of a friend's post and I'm weird, and I clicked on your profile because I thought you were pretty. And a few posts later, I started laughing and you're really funny. And those are the kind of people that I like. So I added you. Hi, I have 2 kids too. And that's seriously all I said. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I went and looked at your page too. You're really funny. And now we're friends. That's seriously all it took. But for those moms that like are going to the Science Museum, stuff like that I feel more comfortable with, because I use my kids for a lot, like as icebreakers or for blitzing or to get out of like responsibilities. I use my kids.
So Facebook Local is like the app that, so like I said, over the weekend, Jaleesa, Jade and I did the expo. And so there was like another event that same weekend of our expo that like tons and tons of people were at. Well, we went to that event page and we added and interacted with people from there. So that is a way that you can grow your market with people that have similar interests. And like I said, this is why it's important for you to post on social media what your interests are. You guys, do not brand It Works. It Works has a brand, okay? It has a brand. People want to know who you are. Who is April? Who is Darian? iPhone's name is, who is iPhone? iPhone, I don't know who you are. Who's Heather? Who's Heather? Because when you start adding people that have your interests and they go to your page, they're going to stay there because you have something in common with them. Okay? But if you're posting It Works, It Works, It Works, they're not going to stay because they don't know who the hell you are or what you like or any of those things. This is why I want you guys to stay who you are. And then you're going to have a whole Facebook and a whole following full of people that you get along with and that have similar interests. And like, they're not the same as you, but you guys have similar interests. And then when you start adding these people to your team, everyone's going to mesh well because you're like, oh, we like country music, or, oh, hey, this, we're moms, or we're in the same general area. Or if you're like my husband, he's like, hey, I really want to, build a team in the Pacific Northwest. And just seems to be like, he just keeps finding events for us to go out there for. And we just are, hey, Nicole, I really want to build a team in Texas. And we just keep finding our way down to Texas. So then I could be like, oh, you see what I'm saying? So Facebook Local is the app that Justin and I have been using. And my friends list, it's been really hard for me to delete people. I'm having to do a Facebook clean out, and I'm like, man, like the first 300 people were easy, but I'm like, crap. Now I'm right back up to 5,000. Now what am I gonna do? So that gives you an idea that like, obviously it's working. I have similar interests to a lot of these people. And so they're sticking and they're staying around. So that's Facebook. Now, when I do my letter of the day, like I said, it's very easy for me to interact with them because we have stuff that's in common. It's also very easy for me to close the sale with them because we have a relationship, because we have something in common. So hopefully all of this is making sense. And hopefully, I hope that it helps you guys get ideas of how to build your network on Facebook and gives you other ways, because I promise you that that there are ways. Like there's billions of people in this world. Like you can be from a little tiny podunk town that has like 50 people in it, and you can be successful in this business. You absolutely can. Okay, you absolutely can. So Courtney Bohr, I think, came from like a graduating class of 100 people, and she's like a top like 50 income earner, and she started at like 19. So you can do it. So that's Facebook. All right. So stop sharing shit. Do your letter of the day. Be yourself. Create content, even if that means you got to doll up just once a month. It's all good. And download Facebook Local. Be true to who you are, and don't be afraid to cut people out that might not align with your message. So that's Facebook. Instagram. Where are my Instagram people at? Anybody? Nobody? I love Instagram. But if you're like, okay, Instagram's a foreign land to me, and I need help. Help. All right, cool. That's fine too, because we can do that. All right, here's the thing about Instagram, besides the fact that I'm obsessed with it. Stories, like Facebook stories aren't as important. They're there, they are important. People do look at them, but on Instagram, I would say the majority of people are mostly looking at stories now. So, first things first, if you've not seen the, I don't know how to do this. All right, actually, here's the thing. If you want to maximize your exposure on Instagram, if you really want Instagram to be worth it, you need to be public. You need to be public. Because being private really, it hurts your ability to expand, even if you don't see it right now. Like when you go from public to private, or from private to public, you might see like an initial decline in like your followers, which is fine. But ultimately, you really will have a bigger benefit, all right? You want to be public. And this is my opinion. You don't have to listen. You don't have to do this. This is just my opinion. You want to be public, and you want to turn your profile to business. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. Do not run ads because you don't need to. The reason you want business is because it gives you analytics. It tells you how many people are looking at your profile, okay? It tells you how many people came that day, that week, that you also want to do highlights, okay? Stories are important. We did an Instagram boot camp. It's not quite finished yet, but I am going to open it up to everybody. I'm going to try to find a way to make it like simpler. But the thing is this. The thing about Instagram is it's all about the content. You just want to find a good picture. You just want a good picture, and you want to know what your market is. So for example, like, what are you all about? Me. My area, I guess, of expertise, you could call it, or my niche is womanhood. And I know that's very vast, but I'm a very vast individual. I talk about a lot of shit. Like, I've got a lot of shit going on. So I talk about a lot of stuff. So underneath that niche of mine is I'm a blended family. We do keto. My husband and I are obviously in this business. I'm a mom. And so that allows me to be able to have highlights that make sense, okay? So like, for instance, my highlights are debt-free. And that allowed me to show every time I paid something off, okay? That's what attracted Araceli to my business. I didn't post about the big fancy house or the big fancy car or the big fancy anything, because that doesn't attract people. People are trying to make ends meet, okay? They are a few $100s away from bankruptcy. But attracted a lot of my rock stars were, I was paying an extra $100 towards my car payment, an extra $100 towards my credit cards. Oh my gosh, I finally paid off my credit cards. A little bit goes a long way. There is nothing about you don't need to be making $10,000 a month for people to find your story inspiring, because I was not making that. But from the moment I started this business, I started because I was broke and I wanted to pay off debt. And so every extra dollar I had, I paid towards credit cards. So for example, when I got my Ruby bonus, I paid that first $250 payment towards my credit card. I took a snapshot of that payment, I put it on social media, and I said how grateful I was to make that extra payment. First of all, when I made that extra payment, I cried my eyes out because I was like, holy crap. It was the like biggest credit card payment I had made in probably a year. I couldn't believe I was making a $250 payment to one credit card. I was like, holy crap, I can't believe this is happening. But some people don't have $250 to pay towards a credit card. And at the time, apparently, I had somebody watching me who didn't have that. And that person watched me for a year till they eventually came on. So I posted, oh, I paid $250. Well, eventually I was able to pay $300. Well, then the next month I was able to pay an extra $500. And so every little bit counts. And so under my debt-free living, I'm starting to put all of my like backdated screenshots. First it was $100, then $250, then $500, and you're starting to see the journey happen. Do you see what I'm saying? Well, then eventually one day I got that $10,000 payment and we paid off a car with it. And I remember what that felt like. Like, that was some real tears. That was like boogers, those tears, like when you're just like, you can't control yourself and you're like, nah, that cry. That was like the really ugly cry. It was that cry. But people can relate to that, okay? Then my transformation, same thing. Okay, do y'all know what it felt like to take that picture? First of all, let me just tell you. Did not feel good. Take that picture and post that shit on social media. So, with that being said, as you go on, people appreciated the journey. See what I'm saying? They went on the journey with me. That's what people on Instagram want to do. They want to be on the journey with you, okay? You do not need, for anybody who's on a weight loss journey, trust me, when I was, a size 20, almost 22 and 230 plus pounds, and I did not want to post the picture and I was so scared, it kept me accountable, but people want to be on the journey with you. And then even just a few months into it, I was like, man, look at the difference. Holy crap. I'm telling you, the stories, the highlights, let them be on the journey with you. That's the great thing about Instagram. That's the great thing about Instagram is they're on our journey with you, all right? And then I have his, mine, and ours. I have pictures of our family, a highlight of our family. I have a highlight of our travel. And the highlight of our travel is where I put our It Works stuff. Like we're traveling, which we are. It's some stuff that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with It Works, but all of it's been paid by our commissions. And so, I throw that in there. Eventually people are going to be like, how the hell do these people pay for everything? And they eventually ask you. They will ask you. So, in my opinion, how to beat the Instagram algorithm is figure out what is who are you trying to attract? Okay? Because you can't attract everybody. Who are you trying to attract? Me, I'm trying to attract women. I do not want men. I don't want to attract men. I want to attract women. Okay? Of women, what kind of women? Okay, well, I want to attract moms. I want to attract students. I want to attract, I made a list of 30 to 40-ish things, qualities. Okay, what do those people look like? All right, then I went ahead and I started, like I said, using those stories, talking about my life, If you guys go down my page, same thing with your Facebook. Do you see, is there a bunch of before and afters? No, there's my own before and after, but that's it. See what I mean? I'm not spamming people. There's it work stuff because you can see my clothes, but it's me as I'm a human being. Okay, human. It's all me. It's us. My suggestions are put your before and afters in your stories. Use them as a poll, like I do this. I just used one. Sorry, I was trying to make my stories earlier. Goodness, you can tell. Where the heck? Hell. I guess I was just using my own before and after, apparently. Well, anyways. So this is the last one I did. I just took a picture of myself. Goofy. I use polls. Those are always really popular, but use hashtags. And the hashtags are the people that like you want to attract. So it's going to be like the things that you, the things that you, like I said, for me, it's like, it's mom. It's, I use mom life, mom of two, mom of boys. What are the other ones I use? Keto mom, keto family, like a bunch of different ones. Like sometimes I overlap with my husband. Let's see, what's this one? Oh, this one was for the collagen. It was like skincare for women, collagen, pretty nails, working from anywhere, like random ones. This one was debt-free, new homeowner, paid off cars, paid off student loans, like depending on what mine is, like, and you see how this says promote? Don't press that button because it's going to want you to pay money. That's why I just don't press that button. All right, what was something? Oh, if you have an iPhone, all right, this is the only crappy thing about Instagram. So if you have an iPhone, download this app, Captivate, okay? If you have an iPhone, if you don't have an iPhone, then you have to do it the old-fashioned way. Sorry. If you have an iPhone, you can do it the cool way. So if you have an iPhone, you can do it through this app. You go to search, and it has this cool option, right? It says options. It says either search users or search hashtags. So, you know the hashtags I was talking about? Like, you know, on Facebook, you can use Facebook Local and you can find people that have similar interests in you. Well, through Instagram, if you have an iPhone, you can do the same thing. So, I need another volunteer, different volunteer. Somebody different.
Go ahead.
Okay, somebody who's new. I want to pick on someone who's new. You know what? April, I'm picking on you. Because you're the first person I see. Hi, April.
Hey.
Okay, April, what is like a hashtag that you might use that like, do you use Instagram?
No.
Not okay, not at all. Okay.
Anymore.
Okay, so tell me about yourself. Are you a mom? Tell me about you.
Mom of a 3-year-old, and I have a stepson that's 9.
Okay, perfect.
Overweight.
So April has a blended family. So April, let's just say April's like, you know what? I get you, April, because I'm in a blended family too. The struggle can be real sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And so she's like, you know what? I want to relate. Maybe she's like, I want to relate to other people who have blended families. So what April can do is she can go into Captivate and under search tags, she can type blended family, or she can put blended, or she can put blended families, or blended mom life. And those will be all of the people that are using that hashtag. So we'll do blended mom life. Okay. Oops. There we go. Blended. Blended motherhood. There we go. Oops. Why is my phone being weird? Okay, so when it brings this up, all right, it's going to give you all the most recent profiles, right? So with that being said, I'm going to scroll through and I'm going to find a picture, or April, not me, but April will find a picture where she's like, you know what? This picture and this comment looks like somebody that I would either want to talk to, relate to, somebody I'd want to follow. Okay. And I'm just going to pick this person. All right. This person has 34 likes. She's going to click on the likes. She's going to then click quick select all, and it selects everybody. She can then follow everyone all at once, all 34 of the people. Now, you're assuming, you're making the assumption that those 34 people are liking this woman's post because they align with something from her profile. Well, if April aligns with something from her profile, you now assume that April and those followers might all align with something. See where I'm going with this? This is an easy way for you to be able to find people and things, and for you to grow your market on Instagram, where as long as you're posting on Instagram the things that are you, they will stay. Because if April's posting about blended family life, that's either a highlight of hers or whatever the case may be, other people who are blended families are going to stick around and they're going to comment and they're going to like and they're going to interact with April. And as April's posting on her stories, she's doing polls about, you know, before and afters or whatever, they're going to see those polls. And they're, you know, they might just be watching them or they'll vote on them or whatever, you know, that'll give April the opportunity to then message them about the business. So if you have an iPhone, Captivate. Also, what I like about Captivate is that once, usually it's like I do mine on Sundays, but on Sundays, there is a section of Captivate that says following, okay? It will bring up all of the people who you're following that aren't following you. And every night on Sunday, at night when Justin and I are sleeping, I let it run all night long. And it will delete all of the people that are not following you back. And then this way, you're not following like, you know, a bajillion people, and a bajillion people aren't following you back. So Captivate, if you have an iPhone, is the shiz. If you don't have an iPhone, then you can download Cleaner. And Cleaner will get rid of your followers, and you'll have to find people manually through the search option. We just go to search, and then you can search the hashtag yourself. It just takes a little bit longer, but it's still just as effective. That's all. Okay. Hi. Do you wanna say hi to everybody?
Hey Nicole, can you give Kingston a hug for clicking the button to pick my number the other day?
Yes. Okay. All right. Who has questions? Who has questions? This. Oh, hi. Okay. I'm gonna stop the recording then.